What's good, YouTube? K.D.M Sports here, and I've got a fantasy matchup for you guys. George Foreman versus Mike Tyson, prime versus prime. A match between two wrecking machines. Who would have won? I thought of this fight many times in my head, and it's much more complex than I originally thought. Usually when people talk of a fight between Foreman and Tyson, they usually say Foreman would have destroyed Mike, and while I agree he would have won, it's not far-fetched to say Mike could have possibly won too. Mike Tyson was no Joe Frazier, and Mike of the 80s was not a brawler. Neither did he have the same bob and weave style of Smoking Joe, bending at the waist crab style defense. Tyson at his peak was fast, powerful, explosive, and had great movement, slipping side to side and defense. He also could punch with both hands in great combinations. He could cut the ring off exceptionally well. Mike was a peekaboo style fighter who did his best work in the mid-range area. His feet were quick and his counters were brutal. For sure, in the early parts of the fight, I could see Mike giving Foreman a lot of problems, especially if Tyson is able to use his variation of jabs and slipping techniques to get close to George and unleash body-to-head combinations. The issue is Foreman had one of the greatest chins in boxing history, and although Tyson was a superior athlete and much more skilled, I can see Foreman weathering the storm and the height and reach becoming a problem in the middle rounds. Foreman also had a great stiff jab, and he pushed and turned his opponents a lot, and given his size advantage, this would have most likely played a big factor in this stylistic matchup. Foreman, by the 7th round, as Tyson slows down, would have had his way, pushing and backing Tyson along the ropes, and unleashing long straight punches to eventually TKO Mike. This is the most realistic way I see the fight playing out. Skill-wise, Mike Tyson in his prime was one of the greatest boxing athletes I've ever seen. I have him in my top 5 heavyweights, not career-wise, but skill-wise. Styles make fights though, and although he would have lasted longer than Joe Frazier, he doesn't have that gas tank, and he would have slowed down eventually, I believe. Smaller fighters who had to get close enough to Foreman, he just had his way with this type of style. So I got the legendary George Foreman winning by TKO in about round 8. Thank you guys for hearing my opinion on this fantasy fight between George Foreman and Iron Mike Tyson. Make sure to subscribe, like, share, and if you've got any opinions, as always, leave it in the comment section below.